Make sure it's, yep, there we go. Okay, well, for all those that don't know me, I'm Lisa Burdick, and I've been a coach here for 3.5 years with Beachbody. And one of our coaches tonight is Natalie, and she is actually a coach on my team. Hey, I can see everybody. She's a coach on my team, and she's been in it over, what, 2.5 years now, Natalie? 2.5 years.
Yeah, 2.5.
And I actually work with Natalie's mom. She's a nurse that I work with at the hospital. So that's how I got introduced to Natalie, because she was always into health and fitness and posting awesome things on Facebook. But she was working extra jobs on the weekend. So I offered her this opportunity because I know she wasn't happy doing the waitressing jobs and bartending and stuff like that. So she tried this opportunity and she loved it. So now she's just doing her graphic design job plus Beachbody. So she has amazing posts and everything on her walls on Facebook, on Instagram. She's very well organized, and you guys will have to follow her, watch what she does, because her pictures and posts are just beautiful. But that's her graphic designer in her. So she's 26, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And she lives in St. Louis. So, yeah, and she has a boyfriend named Andy and a cat.
Yes.
So she just moved. So she just got into a place with Andy, and she's been very busy. But we appreciate her coming on the call tonight to do this. She's going to be talking about Instagram. And for those that just got on the call, she did put something in our team pages for, it's a little worksheet. It's called Insta Money Making Worksheet. So if you didn't download it before the call, that's okay. You can refer back to it later, because it will take some time to go through it. But it's just a 2-page document that she made for us, just to pinpoint areas we need to focus on when we're posting on social media. So you'll have to make sure you guys look at the worksheet, but she'll talk about it tonight too. So I'm not going to keep her in much longer. We're just going to let Natalie take over the call. So welcome, Natalie. Thanks for doing this.
All right. Yeah, of course. Thank you guys for asking me. It's always fun to see everyone's faces, and I'm kind of a little humbled to be talking to you guys because we have some great people on this team. So I'm going to just kind of get right into things, and if you have any comments or questions, I would suggest just putting them in the chat, and then we can kind of address them afterwards. Or, if you want to just come off mute anytime during my presentation, feel free and just kind of be like, whoa, hold up, I have a question, that type of thing. Totally, that's perfectly fine. So I have a presentation for you guys.
So if everybody else wants to just mute their phones, that'd be great. Let's mute mine too.
All right. So we're going to talk about Instagram for business. So basically, a lot of times social media, it's fun, but as business builders, we have a purpose on social media. And on Instagram, our purpose, at least for this call, we want to talk about growing a following and converting, your Insta tribe that maybe you already have or that you kind of are dreaming up into customers and coaches. So, my Instagram, so let's see. Again, the mission on Instagram is the purpose of connecting and then, converting your ideal client, which then builds your community, and that keeps and attracts your tribe. So here's a snap of my page right now. So I started on Instagram really right out of the gate when I jumped into Beachbody, just because I was already on it, and that's kind of where my age group lives. We kind of were the first adopters of Instagram, and I didn't truly start to grow a following until last year when I really started posting consistently, and I put a strategy in place on how to use the app specifically for business. More recently, I found a strategy that works for me, and it's helped me to convert more followers into clients than Facebook. I'm really excited to share with you guys some of the knowledge I've learned through leading with my heart. And, you can establish some incredibly powerful relationships on Instagram. And I've been humbled by the people who have come to me with the resignation, in my message and story, and they feel comfortable in my little corner of the social media world. So this is my brand, Fit and Free Life. That's kind of my overarching brand, and then I have my team that is Soul Tribe, so you'll hear kind of those types of terms. But I started this account when I started Beachbody, and that was 2.5 years ago. So I grew from 0 to 9,000 followers in 2 years. And a lot of that growth happened within 10 months of this year. And it all happened through a connection, authenticity, and consistency. So when we choose to build, authentically raw brand presence through social media, we not only give ourselves a chance to boost our identity in the space, but we create an opportunity to invite people to be part of, your story and your community that you've created around your mission. So as individual brands, because you guys are all individual brands as entrepreneurs, we share a lot of our highlight reels, but we also share the struggles of building a business, leading a healthy lifestyle, and everything that goes into entrepreneurship. And, this is the real raw stuff and the tough times that people find relatable. And through those tough times, you can really create a community and inspire action from your followers. So really the best thing about Instagram is that you don't have to spend a ton of money. There are a ton of capabilities for ads, but we're not going to get into that stuff today. The best part of Instagram is that with very little money, if any at all, you can connect with the exact people that you've been searching for and the people that are harder to reach on Facebook. So, my approach, a little bit about what I'm going to share with you today is it's going to help you find a starting point for you to lay a strong foundation for an Instagram following that can turn into a community that rallies around your message. So let's dive in. A little bit about why we're going to be on Instagram, or why you should be. Of users on Instagram, 55% are 18 to 29 years old. So if you are in that age group, you should be marketing on Instagram. Same, 30 to 49-year-olds, 28%, and 11% 50 to 64-year-olds. And most of Instagrammers are women. So a lot of you ladies on here, that's your main focus. And 73% are, between 15 and 35. Again, that just kind of reiterates the age range. And Instagram does have over 500 million users. That's a lot of people to reach. Of those users, 59% use it every single day, and 35% of those users use it multiple times a day. So that means you can really hit your audience multiple times per day. And 30% of those users make $50,000 to $74,000, and 26% make $75,000. So that's kind of a big deal, because if you don't struggle with cost objections and whatnot, those people usually have an expendable income. And then the engagement rate is ridiculous. It's 2.3%, which may not seem like a lot, but compared to Facebook's 0.2%, that's a lot. So you get a lot of engagement with your followers, your potential clients, all of that. And the number one user on Instagram are females. Females in urban areas under the age of 35, making $50,000 to $75,000. So if that's you, or something similar to you, you need to be on Instagram, or if you want to reach those people. So let's get into setting a strategy before you tackle any social media platform. It's important, especially with Instagram, to set a strategy. So it should revolve around connection and keeping in mind the idea that this is a platform where you can really mix art and science. So, and I'll explain that a little more later. Okay, so let's dive into, 4 key points to kind of take your connections from followers to clients. And the first thing to remember is position yourself as a pro and a leader or an entertainer in your niche. And then, you want to connect with your tribe through your brand story. You want to grab potential leads' attention with a pretty, beautiful, bright feed. And you want to grow your audience with a freebie. And you want to convert those leads by focusing on who you have versus how many you have. So those are all the topics we're going to kind of talk about. So this first one, your profile isn't about you, it's about them. So it's about your tribe. Who are they? What makes them tick? What, when they come to your page, they're looking for kind of a magazine of all of their own hopes and dreams and desires and fears. So really ask yourself, what do you think your client would want to see in the magazine, you know, because you really want to, likes attract likes. And so try to imagine when you're posting, like, what would I want to feel from this post? And or what, when you struggle, like, for what you want to post that day, try to imagine, like, what do I need right now? Because I'm sure your followers need that too. So, you know, who is your tribe and what is it that you're selling to them? Are you selling a fancy lifestyle? Are you selling confidence? Are you selling self-love, overcoming emotional eating, maybe how to be an amazing parent despite being super crazy busy? There are really ways to get specific outside of Beachbody when it comes to talking to narrowing your niche within health and fitness. So, you know, all of us, we say, okay, fitness, nutrition, being a mom, I love my pets, and, you know, I don't know, something else. You can get even more specific with that. And that's really going to help you target even better leads and better clients. So, you know, after you've gathered your tribe, what are you offering them next? Are you going to maybe offer them an entry into one of your free clean eating groups? Are you going to offer them, you know, a free ebook, a free kind of like a discovery call? And where is this conversation going to take place? So you can convert this lead, so you can kind of take them into the closing steps. And what I like to do really is to take them, I message them in direct message on Instagram, and then I take them over to email. I make sure to, you know, say, hey, thanks for commenting on my post. Give me your email and I'll send you all the information, because, you know, you can do a lot more with 10 fingers than you can with 2 thumbs. So that's kind of my favorite thing. And then you can add their email. You can keep their email then forever. So, and if they willingly give that to you, that shows interest. Let's go. So this is somebody that I follow. She's a photographer. She's a beautiful feed. So basically, if you look at her feed, you can find out a lot about her just by looking at the top part of her feed. She's a photographer, a painter, and an educator. She's obsessed with mac and cheese, puppies, and yoga pants. That makes her super relatable. Guessing she's born in 1988, so we know her age. Goal Digger podcast. She must have a podcast. So she's a photographer, but also an educator. So if I am maybe a photographer and I'm looking how to grow my business, maybe I want to come to her page because I'm sure, or listen to her podcast because it sounds like she knows what she's doing. She shares a lot about, you know, her behind the scenes, which, you know, you can see her and her bow or whatever. She also shares her work, which are the wedding photos. She shares something that's interesting to her, like that watch photo. And if you look at her feed collectively, it's not heavy and it's bright. And of course, I'm sure she has, I mean, she's a photographer, so that's what she should be good at. But all the colors, you can kind of see the same colors in the photos. And you don't have to keep all of your colors the same, but it's nice to kind of have a cohesive feel, at least, you know, with the 9 photos or 12 photos that show up on your feed. So she does a really nice job of making it look pretty, drawing you in, not making you kind of feel too overwhelmed by things. She has a lot of nice white space, all that good stuff. And then this is Shut the Kill Up. I love her. If you guys don't know her, you should follow her. She's pretty laid back, down to earth. And as you can tell, like, she shares snaps and Instagram stories of her little boy, who is freaking adorable. So that's, you know, pretty much the first thing she says. She's a wife and a mom to Elliot Gray, which he's the cutie little adorable one you can see on her feed. And then her Snapchat. So she kind of just gives you like an overall what to expect. So she pretty much, you know, is a blogger. She's an enthusiast. So you're going to see a lot of healthy food, a lot of brands, a lot of collaborations, you know, pictures of her little boy. So it's kind of like just a little brief bio of what to expect. That's what your bio is. Okay, and then so next is, you know, storytelling, and that's the segue to connection. So we really want to focus on being storytellers. So kind of think about, the path to sales. So how did you sign up with Beachbody, and what provoked you, maybe to find out more information, or if you were approached, what did you see maybe on your leader's Facebook page or something that inspired you? And, what did you need at that moment specifically in your life that Beachbody or the person that, became your mentor fill that void? So think about that when you're posting, because those people are out there looking for you and looking to fill that void. And to become great storytellers, there's 4 ways that you can share your story. So that's either educating, inspiring, entertaining, or, sharing some behind the scenes and creating community. So here are some examples. You guys, I know most of these people. So this Amanda at the top, Amanda Mexner, I don't know how to say that, but she works for Beachbody. I follow her. She is usually the one that posts on the blogs doing all the crazy, amazing food prep features. And so she's pretty much, when you come to her page, she's pretty much an educator. She shows you how to meal prep. She lays it all out for you. She puts a lot in her comments for it. So you kind of know what to expect. Like if you need to, figure out a great meal prep, you would probably want to, go to her page, or even for some yoga inspiration, because she's a yoga instructor. And then we have Amy Silverman. She does a great job inspiring. I think her posts are really inspiring. She shows a lot of beach photos, very earthy, and also she shares lots of snaps of her progress. So she's pretty much an inspiration. Same with Raina, but also Raina does a lot of entertaining. She's pretty funny, and she shares funny quotes and all of that. And she does a good job of mixing quotes in with her real, genuine content. A lot of times, if you're sharing too many quotes, it's just kind of like a little half-assed, just because people want to see you, they want to see your life. It's nice to mix in quotes to kind of spark people to think and things, but don't do it all the time, because you are much more creative than pulling someone else's quote. Or you can take your own photo and incorporate a quote into the caption. So definitely, once you're clear on kind of your marketing and goals, and who you're speaking to and why you're growing a following, you can spend, a ton of money to get a lot of followers or followers instantly. But is that really your purpose? Or, do you want to see, real kind of genuine connections being formed? And that's where your stories are going to come into play. So let's see, your content is basically, it's the story of your personal brand, and it connects, it compels, it converts followers into customers. So I give you guys those worksheets. So I want you guys to write down, or if you don't have it, just write down 3 to 5 key niche things. Like get really, really specific. You're sharing not just fitness, but maybe weight training, or not just nutrition, but maybe healthy meals for families, and share what that purpose is in your profile. Okay, and now, so let's talk about our bio, which if you guys didn't really give that thought, it's a pretty important thing, because it's the first thing people see. So your bio, it starts your marketing funnel, and we're not going to talk too much about that, because that kind of gets a little complicated, but play the Instagram dating game. I call it that because you're kind of on Instagram, you're dating. When people come to your page, they see your profile, and they either like what they see, or know what to expect and move on if they don't like it, or you roped them in and they're interested in you. So what can you describe to help users know what they will immediately get out of your profile? Like, can you again offer something free? What will you get once they convert? Are you going to get a new challenger? Do you want a new free client? Are you just looking to build kind of your wellness community? Or do you want a coach? Are you really looking for business builders? So think about your bio as a dating profile. You want to find out more of them than talk about yourself. So have a conversation. For example, offer them dinner, which could be a free book or a free workout group, and then follow through with the link to the free thing. So really don't offer something that's not relevant to you. If you're going to offer something, for example, after dinner, we would not be expected to get more bread or get another appetizer. We'd be expected to be offered dessert or dinner drinks. So, offer them something that will kind of wet their whistle and get them ready for the next thing. So, for example, the free clean eating group is a perfect segue into getting them to really adopt Shakeology and the fitness aspect. And this is kind of an example of dating. So let's look at Jenna's profile. This is a designer I follow, and I kind of was friends with her in St. Louis. And so she has a great bio, planners and products designed for your life and business. She has this refresh planner that she designed herself, and she sells it. But she also offers a freebie, and it's kind of like a printout planner. So you can go to her website. She gives you a link, and you can get that freebie. And she kind of draws you in. So immediately you see the planner on her feed. You see some pens. She must do pens. She must do notepads. She's got a little mug there. So she does a great job of kind of like being like, okay, if you love planners and organization and, kind of blush, light colors, you're going to love me. So that's kind of like, is that the perfect match for you? But she does a great job with that. So the next thing is, think of Instagram as not just posting photos, but try to think of it as, a form of art a little bit. So picture's worth 1,000 words, but a good picture. So I'm going to give you guys a little tough love right now. So your Instagram, it's not a place to just post photos. It's a collage of you, what you stand for, and what you're going to be able to offer followers. So if you're offering a clean eating challenge, you may get someone on that post, but you keep a follower by having amazing content the rest of the time. So, remember, sometimes the photos stand together, but also they stand alone. So if you're posting a blurry, dimly lit, grainy photo, I would suggest making some tweaks. As much as you want to share that selfie of you documented that you were up at 5 a.m., getting up in the pitch dark to do a workout, it's not going to be so well received on this platform. People are going to scroll right through it. So that doesn't mean that there isn't a place for that photo, because in the stories section or even on Snapchat, that's great for that. So you're going to attract the most and get the most action on Instagram if you're posting clean, well-lit, interesting images. So I'm going to say your Shakeology cup is not interesting, but maybe paired with a cute caption or a unique setting, it could be. But, sitting on your counter, it's not going to get you followers. So invest some time and planning into maybe finding out when and where lighting is best in your house, where it's really bright, what time of day, laying out workout things in a unique way, or, sucking it up and asking a significant other to take a candid picture of you. I know I kind of hate asking my boyfriend to help me with pictures and whatnot, but it helps. People want to see your beautiful face, but not always, an up your nose selfie. So think about the colors you use and how you're laying things out. But so here are a couple don'ts. So the first one, if you actually look at it on the app, it's a super, super blurry picture. And it's just kind of, not really sure what she's doing exactly, maybe stretching. And the next one, it's just not super appetizing. It's great to document it, but she could have moved it over a little bit and just lit it a little better, and it would have been good, or done a close-up and just kind of gotten the texture of everything. And this is going to take practice. We're not all photographers, but there are just simple ways that you can really improve your photos. And the next one, collages are great, but think about where your people are looking at this. They're looking at it on usually a 2.5 by 4-inch or 6-inch phone. And so they're not even going to be able to see what all that stuff is. And if that's kind of flooding your feed, it feels heavy, it feels busy, it feels noisy. People aren't going to know what that is. And then the next thing is text. Again, it's so hard to read. Instagram is a visual platform, not for text. So that should live on a blog or on Facebook or something like that. So those are just some don'ts. And some do's, not to to my own horn, but I just pulled a really nice kind of 9 photos I really liked together. I wish I could redo them again because Those colors were so pretty, and it was summer where the lighting is the best. But so you can see right from these 9 photos kind of what I'm about. I have a pancake ebook. There's pancakes right there. I have done I was in a workout at that top right photo. So I posted, kind of a results photo. So, I'm into fitness. I'm into smoothies. I'm into reading and personal development, yoga, kind of all of those things. And I offer healthy recipes. So this is kind of then the post pulled out so people would be seeing it on its own. And I just kind of, I said, Tiger Chocoholic Bestie right now. When you call people to tag somebody else, that's a great call out, because then it inspires community and inspires people to kind of come in and invite their friends into something that, they could enjoy. And then hopefully they'll follow you, they'll like what you see, et cetera, et cetera. So those are kind of just ideas to think about when you're posting. There is a service called Planoly. It's Planoly, and it is great for scheduling. I mainly use it just to see how my photos will work in the feed, because Instagram, you don't want to schedule too far out, because that's kind of the point of it. Instant. But sometimes it helps to lay out 3 photos, because just to kind of see how they look in the feed. Like if I was to put the smoothie picture, switched it with that pink notebook picture, I would have a lot of food photos kind of touching each other. It just aesthetically, wouldn't look super great, but that's me being super picky. But it just kind of helps in the app, because you can see how the photos will work together. Let's see. So, start and want with what you think your user will want and how you can provide that. So do you think your users are looking to maybe bounce back after a baby? Or maybe you could give them ab exercises. So use a combination of intentional posts, captions, and pretty pictures. Your users really don't know that you have something they want. So you have to kind of be a little marketing savvy to show them the way. And the final thing, you found your ideal tribe member. Now you want to get them on board and really connect with them, maybe through a direct message. So, true strategy starts with clarity and connection. So once you've declared what you stand for, carved out a niche, and are comfortable with the platform, it's time to start making connections. The explore page, which is kind of where, if you open the app, it is where the search, or kind of the magnifying glass is on the bottom. And at the top, you'll see videos, which Instagram's emphasizing videos, so that kind of means that they're going to place higher emphasis on videos, just a side note. But that's great for, making connections. You can search a hashtag that if you, aren't familiar with hashtags, you can totally Google them and kind of figure out how to use them, what the most popular ones are, how to use them properly. Hashtags are really important in Instagram. So Google that, and we're not going to get into that today, but definitely that's something you want to research. But, hashtag, and if you see some people pop up who have used that hashtag, click on their post and see if they're maybe a possible client you would want to work with, or somebody that you would, want on your team. And pick a few that you think that you want to use consistently, and you want to consistently attract those people who would be using those hashtags. And then next, so basically you find the person through the explore page is a great way to do it, or through hashtags, and then you click on their profile. I would suggest liking their top 5 photos, or a few at the top you would resonate with. Leave a meaningful comment instead of just liking it on at least 3 of those images, or 2 or 3, and this will most likely get them to follow you, because you showed up on their activity section where they can see who is liking their feed and all of that. So if your profile though isn't built up yet, you can try sending them a direct message. If you find somebody who you think you would want to connect with, send them a direct message relating to one of their posts. So be sure to check out their feed first relate to a post. And then I want to show you an example of a conversation that turned into a coach prospect, and got her into our sneak peek, and she did the 21 Day Fix Extreme. So basically it started, hi Jackie, I saw she commented on one of my photos. Just, it wasn't a call to action photo, it was just a random photo. And I saw her comment on my picture the other day and wanted to say hello. I was looking through your blog and just wanted to say how cool it is you are running in all of those races. How many have you gotten through? So I'm a runner, and so clearly I was excited to see that I attracted another runner. She's also a blogger, and she's my age. So she said, thanks so much. And she kind of talked about her races. And so we just kind of chit-chatted for a little bit about running. Didn't say anything about Beachbody. And I just kind of asked her how long she was running, and she was super inspiring. And then she just asked me, are you a Beachbody coach? So I didn't say anything. And she said, yes, I am. I've been doing, or I said, I've been doing it about 2 years, blah, blah, blah. I offered all of that. And then she kind of opened up saying that she wanted to get into fitness too, and that she wanted to blog full time. So she started asking me more about Beachbody and about the opportunity, and about just some other stuff. And we just chit-chatted for a while. We established a really strong connection. She told me she hates her job. And so that's how we kind of got her into our sneak peek. And basically after all of this, I said, okay, I want to friend you on Facebook. And then I put her in our sneak peek. And that's kind of how that happened. And here is kind of, so after you've connected, you want to find a segue into what you do. She luckily me, but this process, it usually takes me a couple days. Sometimes it's faster if the person is quick to respond, but it's worth it. So that's why it's important, to kind of stick to your calendar. So you start talking to people a couple weeks before your challenge is coming up or sneak peek is coming up. I always, like I said, I move them to email, or I talk to them or get them to friend me on Facebook. Because again, 10 fingers is better than 2 thumbs. And in Gmail, I use Streak. You can Google that as well. And there's a great video on how to use it to kind of keep track of them and to follow up. Instagram Messenger is not the best. I lose people in there. So definitely that's a good way to do things. Get them to email. And then, even if they say no, I move them into a free fitness group. So I think we still have one of those open, that Fit for Life group or something, but just something so they keep seeing my posts. I have my own personal group. It's called the Soul Tribe Wellness Community. And so I just post pretty much what I post on my wall every day. It's just giving them free content and keeping them in my network so that, if there is a time when they're like, hey, I need a workout program to kind of get back on track, or, hey, I keep seeing Shakeology everywhere. Oh, that one girl I follow, she always is posting about it. Maybe I'll go to her. So it's just a way to keep them in your network. Some people may not always respond to a DM, direct message. Most really don't know how to use the function, but as long as you're interacting with their posts, staying in touch, it's a sure way to stay connected for, when the time comes and you do put out a call to action. And this was a response I got from a call to action post that was for one of my free groups. And this girl kind of, I just said, she said she was interested. So I said, hi, Brooke, I saw your comment. I just wanted to shoot you a message. What interested you in my group? And she said, I'm all about healthy lifestyle, self-love, and vegan, cat. I'm like, this girl's my soulmate. So we started talking a little bit more, and I asked her, before even saying talking about oh, I'd love to get you in this free group, whatever, I asked her what she did. Again, I lost somebody. So that's why follow-up is super important. She didn't answer me for a couple days. And so I just kind of sent her a quick little message saying I have that free group coming up, and, I wanted to re-extend the invite. So, I just know you were interested, because if they show their interest, there is nothing wrong with you following up in that. And she just said she forgot. And that's what happens. People are busy, and that's kind of the people you want to attract, busy people, because they are driven. They, have interests and passions and things that they want to do. So, and then we just kind of got to talking again. And then this girl, she is now in our sneak peek this week. So, you know, she, again, I didn't say anything about Beachbody. She just kind of brought it up. You're Beachbody, right? So you don't even have to say you're a Beachbody coach. To be honest, I wouldn't lead with that at all. But there are tons of ways that you can really, connect with people, just over common interests. And again, it's truly about connection and discovery in this specific app. So if if you are active on it, you're not gonna, you won't grow a following, or if you aren't active on it, you're not going to grow a following. Doing some dirty work may not help you to grow 10,000 followers overnight, but it really will create lasting relationships with followers and strong relationships with the right people that, allowing you to turn that strong connection into a client. So that's pretty much kind of how I go about things. I think about the look and feel of my feed. I make sure my bio is in place and it reflects the people I want to attract. And then, I just give really good content, and I make sure to use hashtags in my posts. And then, I respond to everybody who comments on my posts for the most part. If they leave something that is, if they took some time to comment on my feed, I give them a response. Or I direct message them. It's always helpful to get them into a direct message, because then that's where the real relationships kind of happen. So takeaways: become crystal clear on who you are speaking to, how you can fill their needs. What is the purpose of your profile? What are you sharing? Be consistent with that. Your bio starts your marketing funnel. So make sure it's match worthy. It makes people that you want to attract sign up for whatever you're giving, or go to that link. Be creative. Don't be predictable. Stand out visually by thinking ahead when it comes to your posts. Use your words, photos, visuals to attract, connect, and convert someone who needs exactly what you're offering. And then there's my information, and I'll send you guys, or I'll put the slides everywhere, so if you guys want them. And then I have that worksheet. So, yeah. I know that was a lot.
Great job, Natalie. That was awesome.
Thanks. Okay. So I saw a couple chats pop up. So filing system. Lindsay, I use Streak. I started using it. I can show you if you are interested, but I use Streak. It's a little complicated at first, but once you figure out how to use it, it's super duper helpful. Do you guys want me to share my screen on just kind of an overview of it, or?
You can. That's fine, Natalie. I think a lot of them have heard it's Google Streak. That's what, right? That's what you're talking about, the Google Streak?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so over here you can see I have pipelines. My latest thing was for my November Wellness Challengers, my November Wellness Challenge. So I have all of these kind of categories that you can make your own. I have a lot of, closed, did I win them? Did I add them to my free group? Were they just a flat out no? People to follow up for next month. So basically you have these things called boxes, and it's basically you just put a new contact in there, and then you can put notes in there. You can put reminders to follow up in there. Once you get the hang of it and sit down with it for a little bit, it's truly amazing because it helps kind of organize all your emails. I can see all the conversations without having to search right here. So here was our conversation. And all of the other messages. But this is like, you can Google, I think, gosh, I forget who it is.
Brooke Lipoff.
Yes. Yeah, because Rebecca taught about that a little bit a couple of months back or whatever, but it's helped me a lot. She does a great kind of tutorial on it, so if you want to sit down with that. Lindsay, it's educating, inspiring, behind the scenes, and community. So maybe, giving a shout out to somebody, or tagging somebody, inspiring people to tag their friends in something. So that is a great way, a great storytelling tool. And then Kim, I have heard of Wholer.co, but I honestly, if people reply with that, I think I've just seen a trend of it people with like Herbalife or something like that, and it just looks spammy to me. So personally, I have not gotten into that yet. I don't know if I can't really speak on it just because I haven't used it, but is it like kind of like a message response platform for Instagram specifically?
Sorry, I have hardly any voice left. Yes, it's just kind of like an instant reply message letting me know that they liked or thanks for the follow. It's just a simple, quick little thing, but it's instant, like right away.
Oh, okay.
I
Gotcha.
didn't know if that was something you used or if it was popular or not.
So the thing is, I don't use it because the ones that do say holer.co or whatever, those messages I get, I know it's an auto response, and to me, it just doesn't feel personal.
That makes sense.
But
Sure.
what?
I said, yes, definitely. That makes sense. I see.
Yeah, so I think it's newer, so maybe it could evolve to where you could get that little thing taken out, and that could be super helpful if you have kind of like a nice response. Like I would say something, normally what I would say to somebody who I was just trying to connect with, I sent this one girl, I said, girl, love your profile, so bright and inviting. How long have you been into health and fitness? And she was like, oh my gosh, thanks so much. So maybe making something personal like that could be useful. Yeah, thanks, Lisa. Brooke clip off. And how do I avoid attracting other Beachbody coaches? So it's a little unavoidable, but I don't use certain hashtags. Like I try not to use Beachbody unless I've been using Beachbody and Quarter Force lately just because of the contest thing, because I want to win $1,000. But so I don't post things like, a lot of times I won't do Girl Boss or Boss Babe because that's a lot of Beachbody coaches. It's a lot of already network marketers. I mean, sometimes it's good to connect with them, but I mean, if you're like how we are, you're pretty invested in what you're doing, so it's going to be harder to convert people. I really search for just pretty like generic ones, like weight loss tips, or what I add in my captions. I do. I have and Notes app in your phone is great for just kind of loading hashtags. So on this one, I do social media for a catering company. I have all of these hashtags ready to go. So I just copy and paste that. It saves so much time. Maybe I alter them based on the day. But I really like, let's see, one I use, healthy body, healthy mind, body love, self-love, because I'm big into self-love, fitness, it's a generic one, but dedication, motivation, fit life, the happy now, fit chicks inspire, fit fam, runner, vegetarian, girls who run, just do it, Nike. Those are all things that relate to people who would be interested in fitness, not necessarily coaches. And so I think I get a lot of those people versus Beachbody because I'm not using, Energizer or, Get Some or something like that, which is like 22 hardcore, or, tagging specifically trainers or that type of thing. I think I'm not going to say no to another follower if they are a Beachbody coach, but I won't really follow them because I'm not really obviously interested in their content. So that's kind of, it's hard a little bit, but that doesn't really mean that, that's affecting the people that come to your profile. So I just try to avoid those specific tags. And then Lisa, how many times a day do you or should you? So this kind of comes with a lot of how much time you have and the best times of day. I would say for you, it takes experimenting, that's for sure. I get some of my best stuff at 3:00, which is crazy because I wouldn't think people would be on it then, but they're like, oh my gosh, I need to get home, because a lot of my people are like 9-to-5ers, that type of thing, younger working professionals. And 11 p.m. is a good one, or 10 p.m. because people are in their bed scrolling. It helps to think about who you're attracting. Like if you're attracting a nurse, think about the shifts you work. When are people going to be able to check their phone? Or if you're a teacher, teachers get up really, really early. Do you think they're going to be on their phone super early and then maybe at 2? Or if you're a mom, nap time's usually, like 11 or something like that. So think about that. I post 2 to 3 a day because I use a lot of Instagram stories. So I'm always posting on Instagram stories, and then Snapchat. But you could post up to 5. It really all depends on kind of your day, what you want to share. I don't think there's a perfect number, but definitely be active with at least 2 to 5 a day, or at least 1 a day. Like if you can't do 2, just do 1. So let's see. Boostgram or Instagram. So I haven't used Boostgram and Instagram. So I used that for a little bit, and then I said no because there were all of these people that were not from the U.S. and I got a lot of those followers, and those people, because we're not international, aren't really relevant to me, and they're commenting or sending me messages. I'm like, I don't know what language this is. But now they do have a location filter, so I think it could help if you are looking to build. I really do think that you're not going to get as high quality of a client or as high quality of a follower that is, specifically who you're looking for, unless you get like all of the filters correct. But you really have to do a lot of experimenting with that. I don't think it hurts to try it, to play around with it. It's not like you're paying somebody, $250 and then all of a sudden you have 10,000 followers, because don't do that, guys, because they're going to be all fake or spam accounts. And with Instagram, it's better to have 2,000 followers and then 2,000, likes or comments on your photos, because that means all of those people are seeing your posts, versus having 36,000 followers and only, 50 people liking or commenting on your posts. So it really depends on the quality of your follower. But I have used Instagram. The location filter helps with the, the country thing. But kind of, if you have time, I would say try to do a mix, or if you're interested in it. But
Allie, can you explain what that means? I don't know. I can't remember what that is either, what the Instagram means. You just.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
So Instagram is a service. I think it's like $10 for 90 days. For basically, it's a bot. So what it does is you can pre-type in hashtags that you want this bot to like. So if there's a photo that was posted by some random girl and she included the hashtag FitFam, the bot would go and like that for you. Or you can pre-program in comments. So like that, which kind of can backfire, because I've had before, like I put a comment in like, oh my gosh, this is so inspiring, and it was like a super sad post, and this person was like super angry at me, so I didn't want to really be friends with them anyways, but so it can backfire, and it's not as personal. But so basically it's kind of a bot that can help you kind of grow your following. It can follow people for you, which that's a surefire way to get followers to follow people. But as your followers go up, people are kind of see that, oh, you're just trying to follow people for a follow back. You don't really care about them or that type of thing. So it's really, like, again, it's about making genuine connections. But that's what Instagram is. It's a service, so you can kind of look that up, see if it's right for you or not. I've used it before. I think Lindsay used it. Not sure. But, yeah. So, Julian, I don't know. I'll have to look at your page or whatever. Are you getting like all Beachbody commenting on stuff?
If it isn't Beachbody, it's someone who is in some sort of network marketing company. So I don't know what hashtag I'm using, but like I've more than quadrupled what I was getting before I started doing like in the comment section, putting the hashtags with the 3 dots and that kind of thing. Excuse me. So I'm getting more people interacting, but it's mostly all Beachbody coaches. And even like when I go into the search section, it's only coming up with Beachbody coaches. So something I'm doing wrong, some kind of filter or something, I don't know, but I'm not finding anybody outside of there. Okay. They're like totally within my tribe, and I wish I would have found them before somebody else found them.
Yeah. Huh. Well, I'll look at it and see. Yeah, you have like unique ones like Fit Teacher.
And I was trying to look up more teacher ones too to try to track that. And
I don't know. Not sure. Maybe. See, maybe you just like coaches love you, and you're like a coach mentor.
Right. If only I could get them to join my team.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'll look at it and see if I see anything specific.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then, oh yes. Oh wait, let's see. Oh yeah, Lisa, stories. So stories is new. If you guys are familiar with Snapchat, it's pretty much a Snapchat, but not as cool on Instagram. But so I will show you kind of my screen. I know it's going to be kind of hard to see. Let's see. Anyways, so you can kind of see the shadows, but up here at the top left corner, you're going to see a plus sign with a circle around it. If you touch that, you're going to get a camera that's going to come up. So basically, whatever, it's like Snapchat. So you can film a video on there. Woo! Darn, I'm not getting you guys, I'm getting me. But you can film a video on there. And then basically you can just do this check mark. You can add filters to it if you slide, just like Snapchat. You can add text to it, which you can color. And so it's basically like Snapchat. And then you can turn the volume on and off, which is nice. And then you just hit this check, and it goes to your story. So here's at the top, you can see all these little circles. These are people's stories, and it's basically them posting things instantly. Normally they're videos, normally they're behind the scenes stuff, pretty raw, unfiltered. It's just like Snapchat, but you can see, and these are the people that you follow. You're gonna see all their stories. And then also, if you click on someone's profile, you will see kind of like a colorful ring around, I'm sorry guys, this is kind of hard to see. You'll see a colorful ring around their profile image. And if you tap that, their story is going to pop up. So, I drank some like alkaline or green juice today. But, so yeah, that's kind of, it's like a Snapchat within Instagram. But now a cool thing is you can tag brands or people in the stories. So if you know somebody's handle, say I wanted to tag Lisa, I would start typing in at RN or LB. I don't remember your name, Lisa, but normally, like if you're friends with someone, it'll start popping up as you start typing. But you can put that on your story, and then when people watch your story, they can actually click on it, and the story will kind of pause. And you have the option to go to that profile. So say you're snapping a picture of your Energize and you want to tag Beachbody in it, you could do at Beachbody, and people would have the option to click on it and they would go to Beachbody's Instagram profile. So that's kind of a cool thing that Snapchat doesn't have. About Instagram, like people not, yeah. I used it for a little bit, and then I was just like, I don't know these people, and I don't feel personal with it. So it takes dirty work, but if you set aside 2 20 minutes on your lunch hour or something, you can go through, like, and search people who you think would be cool, or possible clients, that type of thing. Yes. Thank you, Lisa Planely. It's a self-scheduler, and it's free for the most part, depending on how crazy you get with it. Lindsay, how do you make your profile description cute? Do you mean with words or like characters?
Like, I feel like when I go in there and I have mine and it's just basic, and I see others that have cuter stuff going on, and I don't know how to space that out. There's got to be some trick that I'm missing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so just like spacing in pretty much all that.
I think, yeah, like you can only do so many characters, but I see others that, have spaced it and added more things than I was able to do.
Gotcha. So I would go to your notes app, or anywhere like a keyboard outside of Instagram, and start typing that in, because you can use, the enter sign and all of that within notes, and then copy and paste it and see what happens.
Okay.
I think I've tried Googling like how to make your profile bio longer, but I usually just kind of keep it short and concise. I mean, you can always dress it up with emojis. Like if like you can use emojis to speak too. Like, for example, instead of putting Snapchat in my thing, my link to my Snapchat, I put the little ghost in there. And most people know what that is. If they don't, then they probably aren't on Snapchat.
Okay, that's a good idea. I'll try that. I know what you mean.
Let me see if I can find something. Yeah, I would do like try the copy and paste thing and see what happens.
Okay.
Because you can use like the enter sign and all of that. But yeah, your bio is super important. And if you can add links to, a Wufoo sign up thing, or call out, like right now I have on there a 3-day turkey drop cleanse, like pretty much the 3-day refresh, and then I just have a link to a sign up form. And I know if people submit their information, I can, get them. Obviously, they would have given me their email, so I can just message them back that way. Oh, the cool fonts. So that is a keyboard. So if you go to your settings, and then you go to, I think it is, let's see, settings. Where is that? It's like hidden. Control, no, it's not control center. General. If you go to settings, general, and then you click keyboards, you will see add, and if you have an iPhone, I can't speak for Androids or any of that, but it'd probably be similar. Just however you add a new keyboard, you can go to add a new keyboard, and there's a link that says third-party keyboards. Wait. I think you have to go to the App Store and then search. It's like keyboards, and then once you download that, you can come to the keyboards thing, go to add a keyboard, and it should pop up. If anybody knows, then maybe, the video next to a picture. So I have like all of these apps that I use for different reasons, and these are all video apps. So I have been using for my most recent posts just pick frame, and I am sure to think about when you're shooting your video. If you want to put it side by side, I would shoot it vertically, because then it'll fit nicely into that little space. And pick frame, it's nice because it doesn't doesn't restrict how long your video is. Whereas I think another one, like the Instagram one, doesn't let you, I can't think. Which one restricts you? I think it's pick, play, post, or video collage. That's the one. Video collage restricts your time. Splice is a great app to kind of edit videos. I love it. You can add music, and they have decently good like free music. I use some rap songs from there. You guys have any other questions?
I've been seeing the videos on Facebook or even pictures. The sides of the videos are blurred. I know there's different the videos. How do you get blurred on the videos on the sides?
So Facebook, what they do is I uploaded a Instagram story. So I took an Instagram story, I saved it, and I uploaded it to Facebook. And because it's a very long format, it did it on its own. So Facebook has been adding that to vertical videos. It doesn't really do it to horizontal. But an app that does do it is, let's see, where is it? No Crop. No Crop it's like a green type of thing. It says get 8,000 likes for free. Don't do that. So you can do like a GIF, a video, or an image. So let's try uploading this video. And let's see. So No Crop will make it square for you. So it's pretty great for Instagram. So you can add like the blurred border here, or you can do this weird pixelated one. You could have a white one like this. That kind of looks snippy if you do it correctly. There's just weird effects on it, but that's called No Crop.
For some reason, when I go to post my picture from my phone to Instagram, it's always like it's not the right size. I thought I didn't have to use No Crop for that. Am I doing something wrong?
Is it like a norm? Is it a square?
I take it on my iPhone vertically. My picture's
So it's a regular. So a lot of people's phone, not all phones are the same. So an iPhone takes a photo that is pretty much this size. And so if you have you tried the kind of using your thumbs to pull it back?
No, I guess not.
So
I always have to use the No Crop app for that, for all my pictures too, it seems.
So I will put up a kind of like a taller photo for you. So let's see. Okay, I took this one. So see how it's kind of cropped tight?
Yeah.
You go like this, it makes it smaller,
Okay.
and you can see more of the photo. And then even though it has a white here, that won't show up on your feed. It'll just it'll be a square. It will crop it, but in your other people's activity feed, it'll show the full photo.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes just because the iPhone 6s are longer, you're not going to get everything. But that's just kind of the restrictions of the app. So you could always, crop it, but or you just have those pixelated things on the side if you want to show the full photo. But like that No Crop app, you can have white on the sides, which kind of makes it look like, nice.
That's what I've been doing. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. And we didn't really talk about filters, but I would say filters are fun, but don't get crazy with them. There are filters that will make you pop up more. So like Claridon is a very popular one. There are some that are more popular that people, it's just kind of like studies, like people just interact with certain photos based on certain filters more. And you can Google, like they update those, so you can Google like what are the most popular ones right now. I try not to do a ton of editing. A really, really great app with really nice filters. This is like my secret weapon is the Visco. It's VSCO, and it's a lovely app, especially if you kind of have, don't have a ton of photo editing skills. They have some really nice filters that kind of make things look professional for you. So visco is so good. I love it. So it's kind of, you know, you dance a lot on your phone a lot, but there's more than one means to an end. But it's worth it if you get a nice picture, because it's really, especially on Instagram, that if you have really nice photos, it's going to draw people in. If you just have kind of stuff that's just really heavy, a lot of background, a lot of crazy, like dark colors, or where they're dark, people like light photos. So if you have a white background and you know, even though it's plain, it's white, maybe put like, you know, a bright colored bottle on it, or find some bright colors, arrange them kind of cool, take a picture. It's easy as that. And then write something relevant to it. But, you know, something that doesn't have a lot of stuff in the background. It seems kind of boring, but it really isn't. It's really visually appealing. Especially like if you look at the feeds, like one of the ones I showed you guys that had a lot of nice white in it, and it just was like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, I think I have work to do on mine. Well, thanks, Natalie.
It takes time. Like, it's like, how do these people get these photos? And a lot of them too have professional photographers, so it takes time. But lighting and setting is super important. But
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you
getting a light. Get a desk light and shine it on stuff.
I need one of those ring lights, like you said, how to make
yes,
those.
Yeah. The Diva ring lights, yeah.
Yep.
I like to go in whenever I have a photo and just go to edit and brighten it as much as I can in Instagram. And then I snap a shot of it, and then I'll go to like Photofy or WordSwag or something and add my little quote.
Yeah, WordSwag is cool.
The brightness of what I get from Instagram is the best one. There's other apps out there that help with brightness, but I think Instagram's the best one for brightness.
Cool.
I watched a video on this guy it was like how to edit your photos professionally within the Instagram app. And I mean, if you kind of know how to work the controls, just playing around with them a little, you can do a lot of nice things with your photos.
Cool. Well, thank you, Natalie. I know it's over an hour, but we appreciate all your input. That was great.
Yeah. And if you guys have questions, or, you know, were lost, or you want to talk over more because something really interested you, I left my email there. I'll put it in the comments, and I know Lisa recorded this, so definitely feel free to reach out. We're all teammates here.
That's right. You did a great job. I'm proud of you. Good job.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate you guys
awesome.
for hopping on and giving me your time.
Yeah. Anybody else have any more questions? Everybody good?
I have tons more questions, but I'll email you, Natalie.
Okay. Definitely.
Thank you, dear, though. That helped a lot.
Yeah, that was really good. So I appreciate it a lot, Natalie. I really do. So.
There's always changes to these apps, so don't get frustrated. Just remember the overall strategy of it. There's always workaround.
Awesome. You have to check your Snap. My story. I did a video of you doing your presentation.
Oh, yeah. I gotta put this on my story.
Uh-huh. So, should we take a picture? There's like a few of us left.
All my teammates. Had a great chat tonight.
Got a lot of social media.
Yeah, that's funny.
And then we'll talk about on our new team page what we're going to talk about next week. So we'll figure all that out later on. So, all right, girls. Well, thanks for joining. And guys, if you're on, I'm not sure who else is on here, but thanks for joining everybody. And thanks again, Natalie. That was really cool.
Yeah, thank you guys for hopping on.
I'll put the link in once it's uploaded. I'll put the link in our page. So. Okay.